One day, everything we own will belong to someone else, but what we give to others can continue to belong to the world. Welcome, everyone. Today, let us talk about legacy. Not the legacy of property, not the legacy of bank balances, but something much deeper, what will remain because we lived. I know of a businessman who earned enormous wealth during his lifetime. He accumulated properties, built businesses, created a huge financial empire, and finally, he passed most of it to his son. The son spent crores, luxurious lifestyle, expensive possessions, poor financial decisions. Eventually, the wealth disappeared. So, let us ask ourselves, was the father's wealth really his legacy? Or was it simply an inheritance? There is nothing wrong with earning wealth. The question is whether wealth is the only thing we leave behind. Now consider another person, an officer who spent his entire career training youngsters. He helped them understand their work, corrected their mistakes, prepared them for bigger responsibilities. He himself may not have reached the highest position. He retired from a relatively modest grade. But years later, his juniors became leaders. And whatever they achieved something, they remembered the person who had helped them grow. That is legacy. I know another officer who did something similar. He trained colleagues for promotions, shared his experience, prepared them for interviews, encouraged them when they failed, and celebrated their success as though it were his own. Even after retirement, people continued visiting him, not because of his designation, not because he could offer them a promotion, but because he had added value to their lives. That respect is a legacy that no retirement order can take away. This is something worth remembering. Legacy is not measured only by what we accumulated, it is also measured by what we contributed. The money we earned may remain in a bank account. The house we built may be sold. The position we occupied may be forgotten. But the person we encouraged, the student we guided, the colleague we trained, the family we supported may carry something of us forward. Think about the many forms a legacy can take. A teacher who inspires one student, a doctor who gives hope to a patient, a manager who develops future leaders, a parent who teaches values to children, a professional who shares knowledge instead of protecting it, a person who quietly helps someone stand back on their feet. We often don't realize it, but every such action leaves a small footprint, and sometimes those footprints became a path for someone else. There is something beautiful about knowledge. Money can be divided, but knowledge can be multiplied. If I give you 1,000 rupees, I have 1,000 rupees less. But if I give you knowledge, I don't become poorer, you become richer. And if you pass that knowledge to someone else, the value multiplies again. That is why sharing knowledge may be one of the most powerful forms of legacy. Imagine planting a tree. You may enjoy its shade for a few years, but someone else may enjoy it decades later. Legacy is very similar. You may teach someone today, and that person may teach 10 others tomorrow. You may help someone get an opportunity, and that opportunity may change an entire family. You donate something today, and someone you may never meet may benefit from it tomorrow. That is how a small act becomes a lasting impact. There is a beautiful thought in the Bhagavad Gita that connects deeply with the idea of legacy. In chapter 17, verse 20, Krishna speaks about the highest form of giving. दातव्यमिति यद्दानं दीयतेनुपकारिणे देशे काले च पात्रे च तद्दानं सात्विकं स्मृतम्. That gift which is given with the thought that it is one's duty to give without expecting anything in return at the proper place, time, and to the deserving person is considered pure. The essence is give because giving is the right thing to do without expecting something in return. Think about this. When you teach someone, don't always expect them to remember your name. When you guide a youngster, don't expect a favor later. When you encourage someone, don't wait for recognition. When you donate, don't always look for applause, because sometimes the most valuable things we leave behind are the things for which we never asked for anything in return. A person may forget how much money we had, but they may never forget who taught them, who encouraged them, who gave them an opportunity, and who stood by them when they needed support. That is legacy. So, what should we do? Earn money? Absolutely. Money is important, but earn it honestly, earn it legally, use it wisely. And don't stop there. Share your knowledge. Help others grow faster. Encourage someone who is struggling. Guide someone who is younger than you. Give opportunities where you can. Donate whatever you can without expecting applause in return. And most importantly, leave people better than you found them. Because one day our designation will disappear. Our office will belong to someone else. Our possessions will belong to others. Our bank balance will be transferred. But perhaps someone will say, he helped me when I needed it. She taught me what I know. He gave me confidence. She encouraged me to move forward. And that may be the most beautiful legacy of all. Don't ask only, what am I leaving for my children? Ask, what am I leaving behind for the people whose lives I touched? That is a legacy worth building. What do you think? Please share your thoughts in the comments. Thank you.